Yo, Happy New Year's! Week 18 is upon us. Week 17, Madden did get it right with Tampa Bay over Carolina, and now we're entering the final week of the regular season. But I want to say this before we go any further. We all know what happened on Monday Night Football in Week 17 between Cincinnati and Buffalo, and the tragic events to Damar Hamlin. And I just want to send out my best wishes and hope everything turns out just fine, or he gets better, however you want to word it. I mean, the freak accident, it is what it is, but there's not much more we can do. It's in the hands of the doctors and God, and we have to move on, okay? So I understand what the NFL did in canceling, postponing, suspending, however you want to word it, whatever the definition is, whether they're going to make the game up or not, or just leave it as is and move on. One man at this point in time is greater than the game of football. But with that said, the NFL does plan on to move on with Week 18 and try to resume as usual with a heavy heart on how many hundreds of players in the league. They'll be playing with heavy hearts, and we have to slowly get back to normal and move on, but keep him in our minds. Something like that. I don't know. What happened is tragic. It's a freak and fluke accident, but it is a dangerous sport, and unfortunately life happens. So with that said, let's try and have some fun, move on, talk about Week 18. And this week, for the final regular season game for Madden Simulation, that's what we're doing. The NFL announced that Week 18, Sunday Night Football, it's going to be Detroit at Green Bay. So without further ado, let's head out to Lambeau and see the final game of the regular season.
It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where we'll see teams who have been division rivals since 1961. It's the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers, and it's coming up next.
It's been one hell of a regular season in the NFL.
There's a look at one of the
Both of these teams
venues in the lower 48,
still can make the playoffs.
1957 under the title
Now,
of City Stadium. We are at Lambeau
Detroit,
Field in Green Bay,
yes,
Wisconsin.
got a little screwed in this time placement because they need a little help to still have a chance to make the playoffs. They'll know by the time kickoff happens whether or not their playoff hopes are intact or they get to play spoiled. The Green Bay Packers, after a stretch of horrible games and mid-season debacle, have turned around and are now one win away from making the playoffs. We'll take a look at how these teams got here today and see what might happen. So we will start with Detroit. We all know Detroit was on Hard Knocks this offseason, and for some, captured the heart of many football fans. And I think just seeing some clips, I did not watch Hard Knocks, but seeing some clips from it, and just hearing, is it Dan Campbell, the head coach of the Detroit Lions? He's got that, you want to play for this guy attitude, you know?
Two teams that have met at least twice a year since 1932. The Lions and Packers underway
and
for Lambeau. And here comes a return for
just how he was hired and introduced to the Lions, how he's willing to bite at the kneecaps and claw their way and so on and so forth. And it was interesting. And last year, in his first year with the Lions, they had spunk. They lost so many close games. Just loss after loss after loss, close loss. But one way, shape, or form, they found a way to bring a few wins, but not too many. But in the offseason, they rebuilt, they got a little healthier, they got better, and
opening play, and Goff wants to pass it. It's a short one here, complete to his tight
here we are.
And he'll get this up past the 25 before
and
he's
to some extent, Detroit, you know, I had some high, I've bid on, you know, I drank the Kool-Aid, I bid on it, and it's like, you know what, yeah, I'm all in. I think Detroit's guy. Detroit has a chance. I picked them to finish second in the NFC North behind Green Bay. Let's see if I can speed it up real quick. I had Detroit 10-7, and right now they're 8-8. So it's very possible they have a chance to go 9-8. But if they do just as good, they keep everything, they have a good chance next year. But here we go. Detroit, they start the season hosting the Eagles. And Eagles jumped out to a huge lead. It was 24-14 at halftime. Eagles got 14 more points. Lions got another touchdown entering the fourth. It was 38-21. Detroit gets 2 more touchdowns, but that was it. They fell short. So, I mean, right out of the gate, they started off, you know, losing a close one. They came back, fell short. Next week, they went on, they beat the Commanders in another high-scoring game. Week 3.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
So you got this all. I had to try this one.
They'll run for the first
then they took on Detroit, or took on the Vikings. And this is the Vikings won one of their 11 score games. Detroit was leading late, and Vikings came, they got the W. So, you know, they're 1-2. Seattle comes into town. Another highest scoring game. They lose 48-45.
A pair of first downs gives them a first and 10 up at the 44.
They go New England, they get shut out.
Here's Goff.
So they're
incomplete.
Nice progress down.
They're 1-5. They go to Dallas, they get shellackled. They're 1-6. They're 1-6. Then they face Green Bay, who, yeah, they were on 5 games losing streak. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, they 4, whatever.
Goff now looks to throw.
1, 2, 3, 4. They lost 4 in a row.
Set up the screen to Swift. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape.
Or they lost to Miami first. Yeah, they lost 5 in a row. Then they lost they hosted Miami. They lost another close game by 4. Okay, so they were 1-6. Then they took on Green Bay. Green Bay was in the midst of a losing streak as well. We'll get that in a minute. And that first game, that first meeting, Green Bay had plenty of opportunities. Plenty of opportunities to beat Detroit, and they just blew their opportunities. Goal line interceptions, turnovers, and Detroit won 15-9. It was like, man, this is the middle where Green Bay stank.
This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines.
Detroit gets on the board first, and then they get 2-point conversion, 8-0. Then Green Bay gets on the board, try to go for 2, they miss, so it's 8-6. Another touchdown, extra point good, and Packers get a field goal. To go within, 6, and that was it. It was low scoring, horrible game. And that was the game that Aaron Rodgers almost threw for 300 yards, with 3 interceptions. Horrible. Just pitiful. And that game against Green Bay was the turnaround. They started the season 1-6.
They'll try and start this drive in the air.
Then they went on to beat Chicago. And they beat the Giants. Thanksgiving. Oh, so close against the Bills, who were Super Bowl contenders. Lose to the Bills. Okay, but then they get back on that winning way. They beat Jacksonville. They beat Minnesota. They beat the Jets. Okay, they're 7-7. They're back at 500. They started 1-6. Now they've won 6 of their last 7, 6-1. But then they got shellacking by Carolina. They go 7-8. But then they put shellacking on Chicago to be at 8-8. They're at 500. They're 1 win away from a winning record. They're 1 win, and they will help from making the playoffs. And they have to play Green Bay.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards.
Now let's flip it around. How did Green Bay get here? That's the team I follow. That's my team. I love and watch. And it's been a roller coaster of a year. A lot of emotions.
Now the man from UTEP,
Week 1, they go to Minnesota, and Minnesota just they don't cover. They don't cover Justin Jefferson. He just goes off. Like 8 catches, if that. It felt like just a few. 180-something yards, 2 touchdowns, and Minnesota wins 23-7. Okay. It was 17-0 at halftime, and then Green Bay's defense only held Minnesota 2 field goals in the second half. They did get a touchdown to narrow it, so it's not like they were out of it. But
he has it complete to Christian Watson.
But then next week, Sunday Night Football at Lambeau, Green Bay gets redemption on Chicago. Green Bay hasn't lost to Chicago in several years. I think 2017 was the last time they lost to Chicago.
Well drilled, well prepared, and excited to start this game.
Nothing doing, barely able to muster a
They won 8 in a row, and I think that sounds alright.
And they've been stuff that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
This will be play number 7 on the drive, 3rd and a yard.
However, it doesn't really matter.
To throw, it's Rodgers. Able to find
then they go down Tampa Bay where, okay, week 3, Green Bay faces Tampa Bay. You knew this was going to be a tough match because you knew what happened 2 years ago. but
you know that they want to
we
cap
didn't
this
know
off
how
with 6 and not
bad
3.
these two teams are going to be later on in the season. But this is an early sign.
On offense, I want to throw body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping in one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
On first down, Rodgers. And Lazard's got it again. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Giving back-to-back catches now. That one for 16 and another first down.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a first and goal.
And, because, I mean, Tampa Bay started the season in Dallas and took care of business there. Didn't think too much of it. They went to New Orleans, had a little issues there, but they won. It's like it's early in the season, you know?
Here's Rodgers.
And
middle, it's complete. A gain of 7 that time. Second goal.
And it's like, okay, in Green Bay, you know, they lost week 1 against Minnesota. Well, that happened last year. They just didn't show up against New Orleans week 1. You know, and then they bounced back and won.
Good yardage on first down. Now can they punch it in on second and goal? Dillon.
Ooh.
He is going nowhere in a hurry as he is going to lose yardage here in
Well,
a big
and then,
way. That's a big loss of
but
3, and it brings
go look
up
at that
third
game.
down.
Like I said, 14-12 was the final. Green Bay gets 14 points early. They were up 14-3. Tampa Bay got 3 points. And Green Bay got their 2 touchdowns. It was like that. Tampa Bay gets another field goal. Okay. And then Tampa Bay's driving. They're driving down the field, which we saw Tampa Bay do later in the season. You know, just these incredible comebacks.
To throw is Rodgers. Flush to his right. And he'll just chuck this one up into row G. It's incomplete.
Tampa Bay got a touchdown.
So
And they were 2-point conversion away.
The ball for quite a while. Now
Well,
what do you do here?
Well, to me,
when there should have been a delay game on the touchdown throw, nope. There's a delay game on the 2-point conversion. And then Green Bay was able to play defense, prevent it, and they win. It's like, yes, thriller ending.
So now on fourth down, Rodgers will give way to Mason Crosby for the field goal try. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. The kick by Crosby.
And you didn't think too much of it. Okay.
So a long drive gets him down.
Next week, Green Bay takes on New England. They already knew they were going to take on a backup quarterback. But what they didn't know was that they were going to knock that backup out and get the backup as the backup.
They just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a
and like because Mac Jones got hurt with his ankle, then Brian Hoyer gets a start, but then the Packers knock him out, and here comes Bailey Zappi. And it was a better game. It went to overtime, but Green Bay was able to prevail.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be tackled
And
just shy
then
of the 25.
Green Bay goes to London for the first time.
For their second overall drive.
They were having their way with the Giants in the first half. They were winning 20-10. Okay.
They had to punt it away.
But then the Giants came back, got the lead, and you know the Packers collapsed. And Aaron Rodgers broke his thumb in that game, and you know, it just didn't turn out. It's like a game they got away from.
On first down, it's gone.
The following week against the Jets, they lose 27-10. Ugly performance at home. Then they go to Washington and take on the Commanders. They fall behind. They try to make a comeback and fall short. And it's like those 3 games. Those 3 games.
Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback
Green Bay should have won. It was like, okay, here. They started what? 3-1. Yeah, 3-1. They should have won those next 3 games in the month of October. Okay, 6-1 potentially. Then you go to Buffalo on Sunday night, where it's like, well, you know it's going to be, you don't think you're going to do. Yeah, it's going to be tough. You never won Buffalo before. But then having these 3 games, you lose. Oh.
Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
You know, but Green Bay put up a good fight. They did end up losing 27-17 against Buffalo and Sunday. Well, okay, that's 4 straight losses.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is
they're now 3-5. They go to Detroit.
But still plenty agile. He's able to
And
make a nice play there to small up the ball.
More or less had the worst game of the year. What could go wrong did go wrong. And just like, oh my goodness. Ugly.
That throw taken in by Jameson.
And then you drop to 3-6. You come back home, you take on the Cowboys, your former head coach that you fired. You know, late season. You've done him dirty.
It was going to be a deep route before breaking it back on the comeback towards the sideline.
And it looked like you were down and out. Cowboys get on the board, then Green Bay ties it. Green Bay actually goes up 14-7. But then the Cowboys tied just before half. And then third quarter, Cowboys, boom, touchdown. Oh, down by 2 scores. But then Green Bay gets 2 touchdowns to tie the game. And this was Christian Watson's breakout game. Where week 1, he had a touchdown and went through his hands. And then he had several injuries, a concussion, dropped passes, and all of a sudden he breaks out. A 58-yard touchdown pass, a 39-yard touchdown pass, and a 7-yard touchdown pass. Green Bay forces overtime, and Mason Crosby gets the win, and the losing streak's over. Green Bay's 4-6.
And he's got his man in stride, complete.
It's like, yes, maybe things can finally turn around. But they had a short week. They take on Tennessee, and you know they're all worried about Derrick Henry. They held him under 100 yards, but he had like a 70-yard touchdown catch and run, and they just weren't playing pass defense. You know.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this one drops.
And Tennessee comes in the Green Bay, beats them on a short week, and that win that finally ends the losing streak, just like, oh, it's gone. Now we got to wait 10 days. 10 days to play again on Sunday night. They go to Philly. It's a little good fight against Philly. You know, it was, what was it? It was 20-27 and a half. It was 20-20. You know. They should have the lead. They were winning 14-3 at one point. But Philly gets a touchdown, another touchdown. It's 34-23. It's 37-23. And Roger gets hurt. Love comes in. 30-37, 30-40. Green Bay gets a field goal. 33-40. No one. So we lose. They lose to Philly, and then it's like, okay, now you're 4-8. Well, you're taking on your oldest rival. You're in Chicago. You haven't lost them in years, and Chicago got to an early lead. They had a decent lead. They were winning 19-10 heading into the fourth quarter. But Green Bay scores the remaining 18 points. And they end up winning. So they got the win, they beat their running. Enter the bye week. They come back after the bye week. Monday Night Football, take on the Rams. Another win. Rams suck. They got the lead early and they kept it. They win 24-12. Okay, you got a little win. A couple of momentum, you got 2 wins, you're 6-8, now you're going to Miami on Christmas Day, hoping for a Christmas miracle. What happens?
First down.
A Christmas miracle. Christmas miracle. Yeah, was Tua concussed? Maybe.
drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone.
Is that why Green Bay won?
Better against
Who
man
knows?
because now you're running away
Can't
from
tell me.
someone
Take two
and you're not
gloves
running
with
into a
balled
defensive
out.
player in another zone.
Defense held. Defense showed up. They took care of business.
And it's going to be another first down.
They beat Miami.
Get him to the ground at the Lions 23.
Okay, now you're 7-8.
Keeps the drive moving.
Is that New Year's Day this past week? You take on Minnesota. The frauds from the West. They already won the North. They can't. If Minnesota ties with anybody, they've already lost the tiebreaker. Minnesota needs to win out, and a couple teams need to lose for them to get the 1 seed. Well, that didn't happen. It looked like an ugly start, but Green Bay finished strong.
Sweep here with Lazard. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first
And, I mean, Minnesota got a blocked punt. They got, well, Green Bay recovered it, but it was at the 1 and got tackled. But Green Bay held Minnesota to a field goal. Very next, the kickoff. Keyshawn Nixon, 105 yards, touchdown. And the Packers never looked back. It's like, where has this kid been? He's been returning punts, I think, since the Cowboy game, to be honest. Or kicks return since the Cowboy game. Because in that game, Amari Rodgers fumbled the ball one too many times. And it's like, you're done finally. I mean, they signed Keyshawn Nixon in the offseason. He was a Raider. He worked with Pistachio, or what's his name. And then finally it's like, okay, you get out there. And he was incredible since day one. He had 94-yard return in Miami. And he had several other up to midfield returns. It's a combination of the returner and the blocking. And it just wasn't cutting for Amari. And he got cut. Now he's in Houston, and But like, why did it take the Packers so long? So long. The Packers could have used him in that 5-game losing stretch. Just imagine. Just imagine. Because it's 3 phases: special teams, defense, and offense.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
So anyways, then later on, next possession, Minnesota, Kirk Cousins gets the ball tipped. It's intercepted by Darnell Savage. He returns it 75 yards. And like I said, Green Bay just never looked back. They win 41-17, and here we are. 8-8. They win, and they're in.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure
it's just after the Washington game.
After the first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Oh man, I'll have to take a look. I'm pretty sure I made. No, when the Packers lost to the Jets, I was like, Green Bay's going to lose to Washington next week. I know it.
And almost dared him to try for his guy out of the
I don't know if I ever tweeted and said Green Bay's not going to make the playoffs. I know I've said it here and there, but I don't know if I really said it back.
On second and 10,
but after that game, I'm like, you know what?
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
I'm done. I was really mad against the Jets game, but after the Washington game, I had an epiphany and like, you know what? Whatever happens. I'm here for the ride.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Hopes are up.
From the gun on 3rd down.
And like I said, here we are now.
He's going to get that to Swift underneath. And he is going to have the Lions first down.
I mean, to some extent, I'm not surprised the Lions are where they are. I was hoping Detroit would somehow would win the division because I didn't want the Vikings to. But those cardiac kids from Minnesota, just yeah.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. To throw is Goff. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be second down.
So, yeah. But, anyways, that's where we are. That's how we got here. Two teams.
Out of the gun.
Both had 5-game losing streaks. No, and I mean, if there wasn't, if you're not expanding the playoffs, this game would not matter. This game wouldn't be on Sunday night. But now that they did expand the playoffs, here we are. Other games, I mean, Cowboys won on Thursday night. Chiefs now have a chance to win the 1 seed. Patriots keep their playoff hope alive by beating Dolphins. Giants clinch the 6th seed.
Goff throwing again. He's
by beating Indianapolis. Eagles without their quarterback hurts. They lose again. The Saints had a chance to win the South still with that win. And the Eagles now all they gotta do is still win. If they beat the Giants next week, they win. They get the 1 seed. They get bye. Hurricane next week. The rest. And hopefully get in shape for the playoffs. The Saints with that win, they had a chance to win the South.
Here's Swift. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's second down.
But they didn't get a whole lot out of that
But
one.
the Panthers, they lost to Tampa Bay, Tampa Bay won the South. The Commanders, they controlled their own destiny. They had to win out to make the playoffs. They lost to Cleveland, now they're eliminated because Green Bay won. And Detroit won.
Gone. That is incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back.
Jacksonville, they're on a roll. They have a chance to win the AFC South. Niners, they keep on winning ninth in a row. They have a chance to get the. They still have a chance to get the 1 seed. 2 seed. Worse is the 3 seed. Right now they're in the 2 seed. Seattle, they keep their playoff hope alive by beating the Jets. Chargers beat the Rams. Rams are the worst Super Bowl champions. Post Super Bowl champions in NFL history. And then the Steelers, they beat the Ravens. Mike Tomlin keeps his record to not have a losing season alive. And then we all know that the game between the Bills and Bengals it says postponed.
Out of bounds and close.
And unfortunately, there's playoff implications with that game. Cincinnati could be the one.
Excellent placement, and off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Their odds
I don't know how they really determine that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. It's like, what do they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how do they figure that out? You know that stuff. You're the smart guy.
No, that's you, partner.
So yeah, but anyways, let's see what happens here. Can Green Bay get out of? We'll take a look at the standings in the playoffs in a little bit. See if Green Bay can get out of their own end zone or Detroit can.
Begin the drive with a run by Dillon, and he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down.
Well, not a game that you're going to go crazy about, but when you start at your own 2-yard line, any type of space is good for the offensive guys.
Yeah, you just can't go backwards from here. They did it. Now we'll see if they can keep it on schedule here on second down. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Rodgers. And Rodgers is going to go down in the end zone. It's a safety.
Every team has plays in their book to try and buy some room when a safety's on the table. But a big variable is how does each team deal with the pressure of executing in those situations. In this case, they didn't, and they gave up 2 points.
After the safety, remember, they also need to give up the football, and here's the free kick. Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. And they had a long drive going last time, but it stalled out. But still, maybe something positive to carry forward from that last drive.
Well, a few different things that you carry forward. Number one, as you noted, they were moving it pretty well, so that gives them a lot of confidence. The second part is, keeps your defense off the field, gives them a chance to rest up a little bit. And last but not least, you've taken a good look at what you've done on offense, noted where the weaknesses are, and you know when you want to come back to them.
Like when you're organized with your points. Well done.
A, B, and C.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
No sense risking anything there on first down. Even though he's still in the pocket, he had a receiver out to his side, so just put that in a spot where the only people who can make a play on it are the trainers and the coaches. Well done.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Goff. Oh, ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And into the end zone. It's a pick six and a Parker touchdown. Yes, the old tip drill works to perfection there.
You're bringing back great memories. Used to love that drill. And a lot of times in practice, you work on it, not just one tip, but multiple tips, just in case the ball stays in the air for a while, to have an awareness and the ability to go up and grab it, and then you want to get some blocking support and end up in the opposite end zone.
In that tip drill, what do you yell?
For us, it was Oski. Okay, Oski was an interception.
For different teams.
Different teams have different ways of doing it. I've heard bingo, jackpot. The worst I ever heard, though, was Frankenstein. You don't want it to be a
too many syllables.
You want to get it right down and go. Oski is really the preferred word.
Oski. Crosby connects on the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. They'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This taken in at the goal line. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And so far, in terms of putting points on the scoreboard, it's been defense 2, offense nothing. But they'll have a chance to put together a first scoring drive this go-around. Goff and this Lions offense set for a 1st and 10 at their own 18. In search of redemption from the pick six. Goff. And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Well, we just saw something you don't ordinarily see, and that's him trying to deep ball after throwing a pick six on his previous pass. Normally, they give him something safe to get his confidence back. Instead, they let him fire it downfield, albeit unsuccessfully.
On 2nd down, Swift. And he'll get this past the 20 as he gets about 4.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. From the gun, here's Goff. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete.
Oh, and that was the other thing. During the Detroit trade away possibly one of their best players in Hackinson.
To let their tight end try and find some space in the middle
But
of the field.
I digress. So yeah, okay, so Detroit got safety, they got the ball back, and they're moving it. But Green Bay still got momentum. Got 9 minutes left in the half.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll fake the give. Now Goff. And he'll let this one go deep for Chark. It's incomplete.
So, let's take a look at standings. I know they're going to be a little off.
Tells a story for him, a little bit bleak, and while it's not quite desperation time yet, it's
they are what they are.
Close, but the defense reads the scoreboard
I mean,
as well.
to some extent, the game is a tie between Cincinnati and Buffalo at this point. You know?
Goff now looking to throw.
And it's as simple as that.
It's complete. And a nice job there of keeping
but
the
they're not going to record as ties as they won next game. So here we go in the standings.
They should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
Buffalo at the moment is in first place in the East, 12-3. They clinched the East. New England, Miami, both 8-8, still have a slim chance of making the playoffs.
He's airing it out for Williams.
And then the Jets 7-9 winless. So sorry, we won't have. The AFC East is the only conference in the AFC that can have teams with non-losing records. And the Jets do it.
Knocking that one away.
Here's Jack Fox now as he's on to punt for Detroit. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline.
Move on to the AFC North. Cincinnati, they're 11-4 at the moment. And if they don't make that game up, they'll win the AFC North. Baltimore 10-6. Pittsburgh 8-8. I'll get to that in a little bit. They still can make the playoffs. Mike Tomlin just trying to get his ninth win to avoid his first losing season. And then Cleveland 7-9. They've been eliminated. And I mean, okay, look at here. Both the East, AFC East and AFC North. If the Jets can win and the Browns can win next week, you know, 8-9, it's not horrible. All the teams are around 500 or better.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
But Cleveland does play Pittsburgh, so. But still, they finished 7-10. That's not as bad. There's like one too many games slip away from them.
Still about 3 yards shy of the
AFC South, Jacksonville 8-8, Tennessee 7-9. They play each other. Winner wins the division. Indianapolis 4-11-1 and Houston 2-13-1. With a loss against Indianapolis, they will secure the first pick in the draft.
Rodgers going to try and throw.
But if they beat Indianapolis and Chicago loses, Chicago could get the first pick in the draft.
Rodgers to Cobb, good for a Green Bay first.
Now that's absolutely frustrating for a defender. Had a chance to get him on the ground before he got to the sideline.
And then the AFC West,
understanding where he is on the field.
the Chiefs 13-3, the Chargers 10-6, Las Vegas 6-10, and Denver 4-12. Ugh. Now here we go.
Rodgers now on first down.
Move on to the NFC in the East. Philly 13-3, Dallas 12-4, and the New York Giants 9-6-1. They all three are in the playoffs.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Washington 7-1. They still have a chance with a win in the conference division. Could have all 4 teams with non-losing records. It's all plausible. And that tie is going to come back on. Okay? Because here,
who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Washington would have won that game.
That's why those
Giants would be
quarterbacks who make
9.
quick decisions and have quick releases have the most
Giants.
success in this league.
Throwing is Rodgers on third
Giants
down.
can't be.
He's going to launch this deep for Watson. Well, this is taken in. It's complete.
Giants would have been 9-7.
That sets up a first and goal.
Washington would have been.
You don't have to be a genius to watch this game and figure out they've had plenty of
8-8.
success moving the football here in the first half. We've seen exhibits A, B, C.
Giants won the first meeting.
We just saw
Washington won the
exhibit
first
Z right
meeting.
there.
Washington would have been 8-8, 9-7. Playoff picture would have been so much different right now in the NFC.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's first and goal just outside the 5. Rodgers going to throw.
Lots of time. Oh, had to come back for the
Complete
change.
once again to Watson.
And Washington would still be playing for a
As a defense, you're more balanced when
a
you're in
playoff
zone
spot.
coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Second and goal from inside the 5. Running the toss here to Dillon.
But anyways, they get a win. NFC East will not have a team with a losing record.
And a nice job
NFC North, the Vikings, 12-4.
Touchdown already in the first half.
They won the North several weeks ago.
So here we go on a third and goal. This Lions defense, they
I
haven't
think
broken
it
yet.
the Colts.
Now Rodgers. And he's got his man. Touchdown, Green
Anyways,
Bay. It's Alan Lazard.
Detroit, they're 8-8. Green Bay's 8-8.
3-yard touchdown pass. And the Packers continue to
Chicago
play away.
3-13 does a miserable season, but they've lost a few close ones. But
What makes it work?
The timing
NFC
between
South,
the passer and the receiver. In
Tampa
this case,
8-8.
ordinarily it's probably about 3 steps
With a win, they'll have a winning record, and I would appreciate that for a conference, for a division winner.
Got inside for the pass, got
Lose,
inside for the
they'll have a
catch
losing
and
record.
the score. Now Crosby for the point after. And the lead opens up now to 22 points.
And then, but the rest of the division, New Orleans 7-9, Carolina 6-10, Atlanta 6-10, all in there. NFC West, you have San Francisco, who've won now 9 in a row. 12-4, they're the West champions. They were 3-4 at one point. Trey Lance started the season at quarterback. They go to Chicago, they lose. They bounce back.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And that decision to bring it out
Seattle,
not being
they're
a good
8-8. They
one,
still have a
cost
chance
him
to make the
about 5 yards
playoffs.
as he's tackled
The
at Detroit.
defending Super Bowl champions, the
So
Rams,
out
are
now come the
5-11,
Lions.
and
Defense
Arizona
got the
4-12.
better of them last series, forcing a
So
punt.
you look, the NFC and the AFC West, people thought were going to be the two best divisions in football.
First and 10.
Right now, you go to the AFC West. 2 teams are going to make the playoffs. They're in.
Goff and
Other
this
2, the
Lions
Raiders and the
offense
Broncos,
set for first and
disappointing
10
seasons.
at the 20.
Everyone said the Broncos just need a quarterback. Well, they got Russell Wilson. What happened? They fired their head coach.
But no more than that. Second down.
And now they're 4-12, and either they're going to be 5-12 or 4-13.
Get at least 2 first downs. Give
Raiders,
the defense a chance to settle
they
down
just
a little bit
blew
after they give up
too
a
many
touchdown.
games.
3
There
yards
was
on
lots
that
of
last
games.
carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
And now they benched their quarterback.
Once again, it's Swift. And he is met.
They almost pulled off the upset against San Francisco,
Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
but
Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last
like
play.
week 1, they lost to the Chargers. Week 2, they were beating the Cardinals, and then they lost.
I think it's all been his fault. His
Same
offensive
thing
line
with
hasn't
the
given him
Titans
much
the following
space.
week.
A loss
They
results
were
there.
winning, and they collapsed. No, they were trying to make a comeback. They failed a 2-point conversion. Then they beat the Broncos. They lost to the Chiefs.
50%, 4 for 8.
They lost to the Texans. I think the Texans' first win of the season. Oh no, they beat the Texans. My bad. They destroyed the Texans. But then they got shut up by the Saints. They got beat up by the Jags. They lost to Jeff Saturday as his first game as a head coach, interim head coach. They lost to the Colts. And it's the only win the Colts have so far this year under Jeff Saturday, ever since they fired their coach. But then they beat the Broncos, team they beat earlier in the year, by an overtime. They beat the Seahawks in overtime. They lost to the Rams. To Baker Mayfield, was only on the Rams for like 3 days prior, and they lost on the last possession. But then we beat the Patriots. But then here, 2 tough ones. They lost to the Steelers in Pittsburgh. And that's when they decided to move on from Derek Carr. Derek Sims gets the start, and they took it to the 49ers. They tied it up, but then the 49ers won in overtime. Now they take on the Chiefs on Saturday, and Chiefs are still playing for number 1 seed to some extent. I don't know where to go. It's like if the Broncos still average 19 points a game, let's do that real quick.
So now
if they average 19 points a game, they will won week 1 against the Seahawks. They won 2 in a row. They lost to the. That would still be a loss. That would be a win against the Colts. Well, that would have been a tie against the Chargers. That was an overtime. So if you take the 3 points away, and that 3 points, that could have been a win there.
Here's Jack Fox on to punt.
They would have beaten the Chargers. They would have beaten the Jets. They would have beaten the Titans. That'd still be a loss. That'd still be a loss. They would beat the Ravens. That would still be a loss. That'd still be a loss. That'd still be a loss. And that'd still be a loss. They took it to the Chiefs this past week, but still lost. So what? 3 or 4 more games they could have won. Be 8-8 right now.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
And then, yeah.
They've had a very solid
so
first
the playoffs for
half.
today. Going in the final week, this is what the playoffs look like.
A little more on top of their lead right now.
On the AFC side, since we have the Chiefs, they're at 13-3. If the Chiefs lose and the Bills win their game against New England, they would take the 1 seed.
Exactly. So I can't wait to see
because they would have less losses. Even if they would have if the game is really high. Cincinnati, Kansas City at 13-3, Buffalo at 12-3, Cincinnati 11-4. So yes, there's a lot of implications, but because if Cincinnati would have beaten the Buffalo Bills and Kansas City would have lose to Denver, week 18, and Cincinnati won out, they would have the 1 seed. Jacksonville's the 4 seed at the moment. They can't move up or down. But then you have the Chargers and the Ravens. They're both 10-6. They're going to get the 5 and 6 seed. There's implications there.
Here's Rodgers to throw. This one swung out here to Jones.
Because
the Packers going to use one of their timeouts.
No.
As they'll stop it with just over
I mean,
a minute to go.
They aren't going to declare the Bengals AFC North champions yet because they don't know what to do with their game. But then the 7th seed is up between 3 different teams: New England, Miami, and Pittsburgh. The final wild cards between those 3. The South is still the AFC South is up to Jacksonville and Tennessee. We play this Saturday. We have a long primetime game on Saturday night. The winner gets in. New England, all they got to do, they win. They're in. Of course, they play Buffalo. Miami, New England loses and they win, they're in.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can
And
build
they
on
get to
that
play
stop.
the Jets.
Now it's Rodgers.
So they have a little, they
Setting up
have
the
a
screen
good
here,
chance.
Aaron Jones.
Don't know if Tua's going to be playing or
They're
not.
going to move it down the inside the 25.
And then Pittsburgh.
Now the
Well,
Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their
New England loses,
timeouts.
Miami
As they get the
loses,
stoppage
but
with a little
they
over
win,
50 seconds to go
they're
in
in.
the first half.
It's crazy. And on the NFC side, Philly 13-3, San Francisco 12-4, Miami, there's Minnesota in the third spot. Tampa Bay, your other divisional winner. And 2 wild cards so far,
Rodgers
Dallas
again
and New York
now.
at 12-4, 9-6-1.
Completed out
And then
left
the
to
7th is down to, this is how it is in order right now.
Short completion, just
Seattle
4 yards. And that's going to
would
bring
have,
up
if
second
the playoffs
down.
were today, didn't play week 18, Seattle would be in. Detroit and Green Bay. But even if Seattle wins and Green Bay wins, Green
Throwing
Bay
is Rodgers.
and Seattle would be tied, and so they would have to
This
look
is
at conference
Lazard
records.
gonna catch out
And Green Bay
left. And they're
would
gonna
be
get this down inside the
7-5,
15.
while Seattle would be 6-6. Green Bay wins that tiebreaker. Detroit would be on the outside looking in. Now, if Detroit wins, they beat Green Bay, and Seattle loses, Detroit gets it.
This will be the 8th play of the drive.
But if
and it's
Detroit
third
wins
and
and Seattle
inches.
wins, Seattle is in.
From the gun,
Because they
it's
beat
Rodgers.
Detroit head-to-head.
He finds Watson
Now,
complete.
here's the flip side.
And stopped a few yards
Philly,
shy of the
they
goal
need a
line
win.
at the
They
3.
get the 1 seed.
Now the
They
Packers gonna
lose,
burn their third
and
and
San
final
Francisco wins,
timeout, as they'll stop it with 13
and
seconds
Minnesota
to
wins.
play in half number 1.
But Dallas wins. Dallas gets the 1 seed, I do believe, if they all win. I think. 8-3.
A
No,
chance
San
to
Francisco
really
get the
cap
1
off
seed
a big
because of
first
conference
half
records.
here as they come up on 1st and goal.
Minnesota will be stuck at
Here's
2 or
Rodgers.
3 or whatever, I think. But it's a whole complete. Basically, Dallas, Minnesota can't get the 1 seed. That's already gone. Dallas, Philly, and San Francisco could I go from Philly and Dallas could flip from the 1, 2, and 5 seed. San Francisco,
They'll go again from the 3 here
they're
on
going
2nd
to
and
be either
goal.
1, 2, or 3. Minnesota could be.
Rodgers to throw
Minnesota
once
could be.
more. A check
could get the
down
2
here to
seed.
Jones. Touchdown.
If San Francisco loses in the
In
end.
the final seconds of the first half. And the Packers will extend
So
their lead here just
it's all.
before halftime.
Just find out who wins.
So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points.
Let's see how this game. Okay, Green Bay is just slaughtering 2 minutes. Or not 2 minutes.
Extra point try now for Crosby. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And the result, a Green Bay score.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to. That's going to say 31-2 for halftime. So. Oh, and then like last week, Tampa Bay did beat Carolina. It was closer. It was 30-24. Carolina had a chance to make the epic comeback, but fell short.
So
Men had a blowout. Now, like Green Bay is blowing out Detroit right now. Oh,
Taking in at the 3.
I could see. I mean, Detroit got beat up by Carolina and Carolina.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Back to you guys in a bit. But first, we welcome everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report. First, though, a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Lions. And despite the fact that they're looking up at a double-digit deficit at halftime, they were able to move the football through the air in those first two quarters. Meanwhile, for the Packers, they were even better throwing the football. Lots of open receivers to choose from, and you can bet that'll continue to be a focus in the second half.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the third quarter. Taking it about the 1. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Packers ready to go to start quarter number 3. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Of course, Green Bay
just continue to play smart football because they got the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
On first down, Rodgers. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course, you got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
More or less going to sit back, relax, enjoy the third quarter.
They'll bring out 4 receivers.
And
3 of them being sent to the left, 1 to the right, 2nd and 4. To throw, it's Rodgers.
How?
And his throw here's incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing
the games for Week 18 coming up at the beginning of the fourth quarter.
So 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. He'll let this go deep for Lazard. And a penalty flag comes in as that one lines up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. Well, there were about 70,000 that were quickly calling for that flag. It comes out there for pass interference.
What do you think, partner? A little sarcasm in that cheering from this crowd here tonight. What they're hoping now is to build a little momentum off of it and give them a more genuine reason to cheer down the road.
Rodgers' throw complete here on target to Tunyon. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
And like I said, at the moment, okay, Green Bay's rolling out Detroit.
If they score on this drive, might have to
Detroit had the highest scoring offense early in the season, and they can still score easily. Defense, I don't know.
And despite the fancy footwork we saw,
they had one of the worst defenses, and that's why they only lost 9 to 15 of them. They only gave up 15 points.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
But that was in Detroit. And you know what else happened? I mean, there's a lot of parallels. There's a lot of parallels of this year and 2010. The Packers snuck into the playoffs, and went on a run, and won the Super Bowl. Okay? They only had like they went 10-6 that year, entered the playoffs as the 6th seed. Okay? And I don't think they lost more than 2 games in a row. They lost back-to-back overtime games. They would. I'm pretty sure they swept the Vikings that year. I remember that against Favre. But they lost to Chicago earlier in the season.
Was excellent, and they flowed into this game, and it carried over. And right now,
it was a primetime game on Monday night.
So well, they just want to keep it going.
Extra point up
and they lost at Detroit that year too. Detroit wasn't that good of a team. But it's very similar when you go back and look at 2010. Well, they swept the Vikings. Like I said, well, they swept the Bears this year, who weren't that good, and the Vikings weren't that good either. Then they went downhill after their run. They lost at Chicago, but beat Chicago to get in the playoffs. This year they swept Chicago, but they lost at Minnesota and beat Minnesota to get closer to the playoffs. You know, they play a divisional foe with the last game of the season, win and get in. The other team, that was the one difference. In 2010, Chicago was in the playoffs. They won the North. So it was semi-meaningless. If they would win, they would have kept the Packers out. Here, Detroit, if they win, they could keep the Packers out. Green Bay wins, they're in. They beat Detroit earlier that year in 2010. No, they lost. Yeah, they lost. They won and lost. But Rodgers got a concussion that year, and they lost to New England. But the stars were lining up. The Giants lost to Philly earlier in that day. And when they lost to later, whatever. Next week, the following week, Green Bay had to win out. They had to win their last 2 games to make the playoffs. Green Bay's won three prior to their last 2 games. And they're both at home. And they destroyed the Giants to set up that when they're in.
They will run straight ahead with Swift.
And they just can't get too big-headed.
Maybe 3 up near the 37. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
I mean, and then you had Aaron Rodgers hasn't thrown this many interceptions this season since 2010.
They're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now it's Goff. The open man is Shark. It's complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Goff linking up with Shark for a Lions 1st down.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Now Goff on 1st down. And that's out to the flat for
Swift.
And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
They'll fake the give. Now Goff. And he'll get this into the hands of Swift once again. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers 33. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. A lot of ground left to make up, obviously. A lopsided contest, and we're already in the third quarter. And they won't get it all back in one play or one drive. That's cliche, but it's true, Charles. If they can just maybe get plays like that and get a little momentum built. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
He only gave them an instant to react. It was a classic case of if you blink, you missed it. Off the line and to the quarterback in just a couple of seconds. Running back only had a moment to react and attempt to throw a block.
Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Back to throw. Goff. It's incomplete.
At this point in the game, in the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
A long way to go here on third down for the 8th play of the drive. Here's Goff. He's going to air one out. And that is incomplete.
This has kind of been the story all night long, hasn't it? An inability to really get much done on third downs, and it's costing them.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. And this won't get there. Won't be on line either. It's no good. To the right, and they will remain well behind.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. Well, they got to be thrilled with how they've operated so far in this one. They've got the nice lead, and now a chance to score here on 3 straight possessions.
Yeah, and the way that they are rolling, I just don't know how they get slowed down, because they certainly are operating at peak efficiency right now. They might want to think about giving some of their backups a little bit of work, though. Let some other guys get on the field and do their thing and save some of this for the next time out.
Meanwhile, Rodgers' throw brought in by Watson. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Well, up big, but still not hesitating to take some shots downfield, CD. I guess they really want to hammer home their dominance in this one.
Yeah, not much is apparent, partner. If they keep completing throws like that, they'll keep that gap awfully wide as they've established already.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a first down carry by Jones. Michael Brocker's in on the stop.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. On the delay, Jones. A nice little juke. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the first.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. Throwing now is Rodgers. That's complete to Cobb. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Well, Well, this is a defense that's definitely on their heels now because they gave up the running play for good yardage one play ago. Now the pass here sets this offense up 1st and goal. They're going to have to dig in strong now because they've been in retreat so far on this drive. This offense on the march.
Here's Rodgers to throw. That is caught by Cobb. And it's a Packer touchdown. 4 touchdown passes now for Aaron Rodgers. And the Packers have taken a 6-touchdown lead. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. And it's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic.
The thing is, Aaron Rodgers has he's only thrown the most he's thrown all year is 291. Hasn't had a 300-yard game. Has thrown for 250 more than 3 times all year.
Grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The drive summary that time, 5 plays.
And it's just
it ends with a Packers touchdown.
I don't expect a huge blowout, but I could be mistaken.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So here come the Lions now.
Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Gone.
I mean, you know how comfortable, how excited I would be if this is how Green Bay played Sunday night, but I'm expecting more of
the drag routes are pretty good when you run against it because you're running away from people on it.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Goff now looks to throw. Packer pressure, and down he goes. It's Kingsley Enagbari finding a way in to bring him down.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big. And now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them.
4th down already, and Detroit's got a punt. All momentum's on Green Bay's side.
Here comes the Lions punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line.
It's ridiculous.
Packers all set to go again. That means we'll see Christian Watson. They have to like what they've gotten from him in this game.
Think about the accumulation of catches.
8.
The yards per catch now, because you're getting more than a 1st down every time he's touching the ball. This is the kind of game you want when you're able to throw it out wide.
Absolutely. Over 100 yards, has the 8 catches. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll start out on the ground with Jones. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on 1st down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on 2nd.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Now it's Rodgers. This one swung out here to Jones. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
They certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Dillon now on 1st and 10. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a 1st. We often give credit to the O-line there. 2 tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Rodgers. Caught on the right side by Jones. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
Rodgers' throw here pulled in by Lazard. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. Rodgers looking to throw on 3rd and 2. He finds Watson complete. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
A lot of deflated looks on that defense. It seems like they just cannot find a way to get a key stop on 3rd down. Here's another conversion, and now this offense, they're in a position to go up even further as they've got it 1st and goal.
Rodgers to throw once more. Touchdown! Aaron Rodgers on fire, his 5th touchdown pass of the ball game. And the Packers get another 3rd-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And Charles, we haven't even hit the 4th quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that end of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or 2? Can they make a play on offense themselves? Anything to start to feel better about what's happened to them here in this one.
Extra point try now for Crosby. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it was all capped off by a touchdown catch from Christian Watson.
52-2 right now, boy, and they still got a full quarter to play.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Detroit's offense ready to take over. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Green Bay, Wisconsin is the spot. Third quarter inside Lambeau. Glad you're with us. 2nd and 10. Now Goff. And he comes back with one complete. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Goff now looking to throw. He's got this complete to Williams. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, still in the 3rd quarter here. Now, you look at the scoreboard, that deficit probably a little too much to overcome. But completions like that may be something to build on for future weeks.
Yeah, it's all about ending things on a strong note here, isn't it? Because my mindset is it's a new ball game from here to the end. Make sure it's a good one and close it out.
Boy, that was pretty. Sidestepping defenders on his way to a pickup of 9 yards.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
Finally.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Okay, here we go. We're going to take a look at Week 18.
And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair.
Recap. Week 17. Oh,
it's incomplete.
so far, 15 games. Went 13-2.
A tie game late, not in a lopsided game like this.
13-2. To improve to 144 and 109 with a 57% accuracy. So Week 18. What?
And that is incomplete. Now the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen. Despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight.
2 games on Saturday.
And no return here.
Week 18. Final week of the regular season, so all divisional foes. I think that was first implemented back in 2010.
They don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continue.
Well, they implement this because they didn't want, it's like, well, you're going to face a divisional foe, and you really want to lay down to a divisional foe, so we don't want to see any wrestling. We want this last game of the season to see you all go at it.
See what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way this game is gone,
so, on Saturday, early game, the Kansas City at Las Vegas. And the primetime game is Tennessee at Jacksonville. Winner wins the South and gets in.
If they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach.
Then early games, we got Tampa Bay at Atlanta, New England at Buffalo, New England wins Bears, Minnesota at Chicago, Baltimore at Cincinnati,
being able to give the ball to his big runner,
Houston at Indianapolis.
and try to finish off the game.
Just a yard
Jets
of
at
the pickup
Miami.
there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3.
Carolina at New Orleans.
Defensively, something we might see
Cleveland
more
at
of here in the
Pittsburgh.
fourth quarter.
Pittsburgh's looking to avoid their first losing season since 2002 against the late game. LA Chargers versus Denver at Denver. New York Giants at Philly. Arizona at San Francisco. LA Rams at Seattle. Dallas at Washington. And Sunday Night Football, last game of the regular season. Detroit at Green Bay.
Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him
So,
for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
We start with Kansas City at Las Vegas.
But he wasn't able to get him down.
To some extent, Kansas City has a lot to play for. You know, they don't have the number 1 seed yet. They can still face up the 2nd seed. So they still need to win. Vegas, they got nothing to play for. Stidham, Adams, so on and so forth. But I'm going with Kansas City. They're going to be playing hard. They want that bye. They want to get that done.
Pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Saturday night game, Tennessee, Jacksonville. Jacksonville just has all the momentum. Tennessee's injured, they're banged up, and they're just going to fall short of Jacksonville.
On first down, Goff. And Sharp calls it in. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
Now, this is certainly one of the bigger losses that we are going to see for quite some time. And you have to think at this point where we're at in the fourth quarter with how wide this advantage is. For this offense, they're just trying to end things with a positive drive and then get the heck out of here.
Yeah, if this had been a concert, you would have heard plenty of sour notes in this one. But they sort of don't want to end it on one. They want to put together a few more throws like that and at least have a final drive to give them a little bit more hope as they move forward.
Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game. And that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them, holding them under 200 today. At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it.
Atlanta has nothing to play for. Tampa Bay already won the South.
So now 3rd and 10.
I mean, it's in Atlanta. Atlanta might just go all out, ruin
from the 50,
Tampa Bay's
they'll try and set up the screen
season,
to
but
Swift. They showed off a nice juke of the defender, but the next wave there.
I gotta go with Tampa Bay. Give me Tampa
That's going to
Bay.
bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there.
Good reactions there defensively.
This is gonna be interesting. New England at Buffalo. Buffalo's still has a chance to win the 1 seed. New England, they need to win to get in. Buffalo took care of business earlier season in New England. I think they'll do the same.
Here comes the
Give me
Lions
Buffalo.
punter now as he's on to kick it away.
Minnesota, Chicago. I mean, Minnesota doesn't really have nothing to play for, but I think they.
And no return
I think
possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
they want to show that they can.
Offense now about ready to
They
take
can win a
possession
game
here.
outside of week
See, I mean, they
1
have just
by
been
more than
scoring
1
at will. It's
possession.
been score after score
Okay.
after score, and a lot of times we use the
And
term
I'm
blowout
sure they want to rest some players.
And this is
If,
kind of
they're
going past
in.
that.
They
I
can
think
get
we're
the
in
2
historic
seed, but it's
territory
highly
right now.
unlikely.
You nailed it. Historic territory. Perfect phrase for what we
They're
were
penciling
watching.
at the 3 seed
If
at
this
the
were a
moment.
movie, what kind of rating would we put
So,
on it? Who would you
but
allow
give me
to
Minnesota.
watch what we're
Minnesota
watching right
beat
now?
Chicago.
Let's hope this one gets
Chicago,
over fast,
Chicago could lay
because
down
this
because they
game
could still
will
potentially get the
decide
number 1
all
draft
time.
pick.
And nothing
Overall
much
pick in the draft.
materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he's got room. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Packers continue to run up the score. They lead it big here in the 4th.
I know I should keep the focus and the spotlight on the hero, the just scored, but tackling's been an issue for this defense all game long. I can't set that
Baltimore,
aside. We just saw it
Cincinnati.
again here. Missed tackles,
Both teams
leads
are
to a
in.
long touchdown run.
If they don't make up that game, Cincinnati wins the North. If Cincinnati and Buffalo do play that game, this is where the tricky thing is. With all that, if the game is made up or not, the AFC North is on the line. This game, to some extent, but not really. But Cincinnati's home. Baltimore is banged up and gimping. Just give me Cincinnati. I don't see Baltimore is going to be lucky if they win a playoff game in my mind. And if it all depends if Lamar's back. Is Lamar Jackson healthy? Is he not? Who knows?
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
Houston, Indianapolis, rematch of Week 1. The game ended in a tie. And that should have been a sign for Indy.
Actually the 26 officially.
And you know what? Houston has kind of been on the roll. I mean, they did lose to Jacksonville, but they were competitive in the other two games prior against Kansas City and Dallas. But maybe Dallas said they were playing down to their opponent.
What are you seeing? What are you getting?
But you know what? Give me the upset. Give me Houston. They ruined their draft order and
now a first down
give Chicago the #1 pick in the draft.
Looking middle, and that's complete. And they work this well
Colts
upfield
lose.
across the 45.
They say thank you just Saturday for finishing the season, but no, we don't want to. Give us a Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh, right? John's in
As you
Baltimore.
mentioned in the
Yeah, give
past,
us
CD,
Jim.
their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last and make it a successful one in some small way. And good yardage there on first down, because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get
next, the Jets versus Miami.
And that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively. Or it could
I
have
don't know. Jets has just looked like crap lately. Miami has at least looked like a team. I don't know who's going to be a quarterback. It could be Tua. It could be Bridgewater, but the game's in Miami. I think Miami ends the season with a win. Give me the Dolphins. And since I picked Buffalo earlier, they would make the playoffs. Sorry,
This has
Pittsburgh.
been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few
Carolina
minutes ago,
at
because they've come
New
back and reestablished
Orleans.
the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting
I'll
together
take.
a very strong drive.
No,
as a
give me Carolina.
response.
Give me Carolina with the win.
On first and
I know
10,
the Saints pulled off a win last week.
Devontae Wyatt there for the stop.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes
Cleveland at Pittsburgh, you know what? Mike Tomlin is not going to get his first losing season.
It's been a tough go for him.
He's going to beat those Browns, get the win,
That was the same case on that
finish
play.
9-8, but just
On
miss the
second and
playoffs.
9, Goff. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Jared Goff connecting with DJ Chark.
Late games
And the
then.
Lions are
LA
finally
Chargers
into the
at
end
Denver.
zone here in this fourth quarter. Michael Badgley
Chargers,
on for the extra
they're
point.
playing for seeding in the playoffs. They want to stay fresh. They want to stay sharp.
And they make the score
Denver,
a
you
little
know
bit
what?
more
They're done.
respectable here
Give me
in
the
our final
Chargers.
quarter of play. So that drive spanned
This
5
is an
plays,
interesting game. I
and
heard
it's
a few
DJ
things
Chark
about
who
the Giants and
finishes it
Philly.
off with a touchdown
Giants versus
reception.
Philly. Philly, they just need a win. Both teams are in the playoffs. Nothing changes. Okay? Giants are locked in at the 6th seed. So they're going to play the 3 seed. Which is either going to be... It could be Philly. It could be, at the moment, Minnesota. It could be San Francisco. It could be Dallas. I think.
Fielded just outside the goal line.
I don't know if it could be
Now a
Dallas.
hit and a loose football. And they have the football and will take over at the
Oh, yeah, here
24-yard
comes Detroit's comeback,
line.
right? Yeah.
And careless with a football
And now before the ball changes
Jalen Hurts,
hands,
he's still hurt. The shoulder, throwing shoulder.
Sure that they have it
Do you
right.
want to risk playing him?
Previous play is under review.
Okay. That you want that bye so he can get another week of playing, a week of rest, so he can play for the playoffs. He hasn't played any games for a long time, and you need him if you want to make a run in the playoffs. Otherwise, the Eagles are dead in the water. This isn't Nick Foles, this isn't Doug Peterson head coach. The Giants, they can play spoiler. They can make the Eagles lose or miss the first round, but then they could put the Cowboys in the #1 seed.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay
is in Philly.
Well, CD, you and I do a lot of games together,
I think,
but it is pretty rare that we do a game of this margin. I mean, this has just
no, give me the Giants. I think the Giants want to go hard. They want to try to win. They want to get ready. They're in playoff mode, just like Green Bay has been.
Hey, we're up 50. Why not go for 100? You think maybe that line was uttered on the sideline? I can't believe what we're seeing here. An NFL game this lopsided.
Arizona chance San Francisco. They still have a chance to get the 1 seed. If they put Arizona, out of commission early, then they're going to play some backups. But Prudy, Brock Prudy,
they've been tough to stop.
Mr. Irrelevant.
For 10 so far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Rams at
Here's
Seattle.
Rodgers. Got a man, it's Tunyon. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it.
You know what? Give me the Rams. Give me the Rams. They pull up enough upset for Geno Smith to fall short and making this game relevant.
Tonight, just an absolute clinic, Charles, on offense here.
Dallas at Washington, give me Dallas.
Yeah, and continue your theme.
And then this game, Sunday Night Football.
One fan base is
like I said,
it as well. The other fan
I
base,
don't think it'd be this lopsided. 50-point difference? No. I'm expecting, say,
127 yards on the ground for him now as he's got
like,
better really as the night's going on.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game,
20-24, something like that. But Green Bay gets the win. I'm going Green Bay. Green Bay wins. They're in. They get the 7th seed. And we'll see how they run the playoffs.
They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
So there you go. Those are my final picks.
Keep on the ground with Jones. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
On 2nd down, Dillon. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Rodgers now to throw. Open man left side, it's the tight end Tunyon. And he's going to have the Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You just go ahead and play.
An inside give to Jones. And he'll get about 5 here as he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Second down, another shot for Jones.
No, they'll have to run one more play.
Down to the 14-yard line. 2 straight runs of 5 yards. First and 10.
Before the 2-minute warning.
Like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. And right side, they're going to go option here.
Sure.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they look to salt this one away. On second down, it's Jones. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first. In search of 4
So it isn't a first down game, then they can end the game.
On third down, here's Jones. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. Give him the third down conversion, 5 yards on the play. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners.
Like I said, I don't see this big of a blowout. I could see a blowout one way or another. It would just be, oh, don't.
They can't score.
Just take a knee. You don't need to run the ball. I hope they don't score.
Now Jones.
Okay, good.
And he'll get him a
That'll
bit
be
closer
it.
as he's down to the 2-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up second and goal.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
There you go. There you have it.
There was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago. And you know,
I would be ecstatic. I'd be thrilled, but we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see what happens Sunday night.
Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
And there you go. There you have it. Madden predicts Green Bay is going to win. Let's just hope. Let's hope for the best for Damar Hamlin. And let's enjoy some football next week. Okay? Let's enjoy. So until next time, for hopefully Super Wildcard weekend. Till then, adios muchachos.